Monday through Friday,
United Socialist States of America,
from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for joining us. In my hot little hand, we have some interesting information, and I'm going to be doing more on this later in the broadcast today. Obama's Attorney General, Eric Holder, is coming to Austin on Tuesday. And, you know, I'm not afraid to go down there and protesting myself. I don't like getting in the presence of these wicked, wicked devils anymore. And he certainly is as wicked as the day is long. It's just that it's not that I'm even so much tired, but that it is mentally painful to actually gaze upon them. When Attorney General Janet Reno came to the University of Texas and spoke in the big auditorium, I got up to the microphone because I knew how to sit down towards the front and jump up when they went to questions. And I was third or fourth asking questions, and I brought up the congressional hearings had shown that Delta Force was there shooting the Davidians, and that the FLIR footage showed it, and it made Reuters, AP, and a bunch of other publications. And, of course, there's famous footage of that online where she starts shaking uncontrollably. That was before she really had the Parkinson's bad, and before they had said that in the media, and she wasn't shaking. I started asking the question, and boy, her hands were just shaking full on. Then she gave me this demonic smile. But I have got so much to do. I've got the nightly news tomorrow. I've got all of, but I'll probably end up going down there. Everybody needs to be there. And obviously, as soon as I get there, they'll have cops sit on both sides of me, and they'll try to tell me that I'm not allowed to get up and ask questions, and they'll let all the other media in, but it'll try to stop us. So we're just going to call UT. They always have a big setup of media down front. We'll call the media, call the UT media department and say, we're on the local radio, 590 AM, and we're on local TV, and we're media. You can't block us. We're coming down there with our cameras. And, of course, there's no rule against videotaping, but they always have control freaks tell you can't. They can't stop all of us with our iPhones, the rest of it. Be there tomorrow. And I've been on the University of Texas website. They do not say when he is going to be there. They say doors open at 5:15. So I would imagine that probably means he's speaking at 6 or 7. Just get down there at 5:15 and get in the front first couple rows. Attorney General Eric Holder, you know, the guy caught lying to Congress and shipping guns into Mexico to blame the Second Amendment. CBS News got the memos last week, or a week and a half ago now. Oh, the guy who wanted to run a false flag terror attack that got thousands of Mexicans killed, hundreds of Americans, including 3 police officers and 3 Border Patrol. It's up to 6 now. And we all know the 6 cops is better than 1,000 Mexicans or 100 Germans or 10,000 Chinese or 10 million Mexicans or 10 million Americans. Of course, I'm being sarcastic there, ladies and gentlemen. The life of a U.S. citizen, a Mexican citizen, a Russian citizen is just as valuable as a police officer or Border Patrol. But the media normally hypes it up, though, when cops get killed. And it's terrible when police get killed. The point is that why aren't they talking more about this time? Because they don't want it discussed. Attorney General Eric Holder is scheduled to speak to University of Texas students on Tuesday evening. This little visit this is from the Republicans, is sure to garner a much positive media attention and buzz from students. But there are many reasons we can't let the Obama administration message to these young minds go unchallenged. Here are 3 offhand. This is the Travis County Republican Party. Mr. Holder is against Texas drawing up its own redistricting plan. He aggressively opposes the voter ID bill our elected legislator passed this season. And get this, he is for plans to involve the United Nations in elections in the U.S. Yeah, that was in AP and Reuters last year, talking about Arizona. Now, let's stop there. Isn't it funny? The Republican Party of Texas and of Travis County does not mention here Fast and Furious. Does not mention lying to Congress, does not mention that. They're telling Travis County Republican Party people and the young Republicans to go down there and protest him over redistricting and a bunch of inter-party garbage. How about you go down there and say you are a criminal who's been caught perjuring to Congress and caught shipping guns into Mexico and narcotics back into this country? I'm glad that Richard Reeves, who works here in the office, brought this to my attention. I didn't know about this. I'm glad listeners emailed him. I guess the rest of us missed it. But we have some other articles about it we can put on screen here. There's an Austin American-Statesman article on it and a couple others. It says, University of Texas welcomes U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder to Austin. Isn't that just precious? And it goes on. We're going to track more of this and learn more. Come and take a stand against the Obama administration and let's change some minds about elections integrity. And it goes on from there in this piece to say, don't forget our Christmas party, the Republican Christmas party, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Andy Hogue, Communications Director, Travis County Republican Party, at andy.tcrp@gmail.com. How about, oh, yeah, print that off for me, thank you. Or blow it up so I can read it, thanks. How about you go down there and go after him on something that makes Watergate look like an act of saving the children or something. Again, it says the doors will open at 5:15 p.m. Large bags, backpacks, and cameras will not be allowed in the auditorium. There will not be a reception following the program. Ah, isn't that just precious? But you know, ABC, CBS, and NBC Local, they'll all be in there because they're dutiful little servants who will show his anti-gun, anti-Texas, anti-national sovereignty UN speech about having the UN run our elections. The UN that runs around murdering people worldwide and is routinely caught doing it. And my head is spinning at this point. Well, they can't stop your iPhones. You know, I'm not a litigious person, but Rob Dew here in my office is suing Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for arresting him for no reason at the G20. He has it all on tape. He's up on a hilltop videotaping him, billy clubbing women on bicycles for no reason, students who dare eat in the park at 8 o'clock at night. And they come up and arrest him and then go tie him up at a military base all night in the rain, basically, while they strip searched other people and laughed at them. And he saw trucks driving in with people with bags over their heads. And, you know, I paid for the lawyer and stuff with the case, but then he went ahead with Stuart Rhodes and filed suit against him. But you know what? I need to call University of Texas and say, you know, you're taxpayer-funded, you group of larcenous crooks at the top with your $100 billion permanent fund and all the rest of it. We know you're a big Ponzi scheme there, giving people degrees they'll never be able to use on average, and that the football thing is the only thing that, you know, even operates at the university as a front. It's certainly not the university my grandfather went to and ran track for and was roommates with, who was it's just an interesting factoid. Who was the Dallas Cowboys' first coach? Tom Landry. Yeah, he was roommates with Tom Landry. I mean, I'm nothing against the University of Texas. I've had family go on there since it was founded. But it's not the University of Texas anymore. It's nothing but an envelope, a Ponzi scheme to have media takeovers, football team purchases, baseball team purchases. It's just a front. It's just another leveraged buyout hedge fund. And this hedge fund, with their chancellor and the rest of them who sit around at their board meetings in giant gold thrones. I'm not kidding. Look up their meeting room online. They sit around in gold thrones, jacking up the parking and the tuition and everything else. And then they're saying no cameras will be allowed because we're God. Just 5 years ago, cameras were allowed. They won't be able to stop everybody going in with your iPhones and your droids. They're not going to be able to stop you. They don't want people seeing his lordship be heckled. Nothing embarrassing for him. Nothing can embarrass his lordship. Everybody's got to be down there tomorrow. Oh, man. It's very painful to be around sniveling university police on power trips and the political department's little minders that in their little suits who are practicing boot licking and all the rest of the sycophantic groveling that these little pimps engage in. again, it's just being around them and looking at them is so disgusting. And to watch Holder slink in like the dirty mobster he is, it just grates on me. I need anger management. I don't need to be in their proximity. And so I'm leaving it open, but I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not going to be able to control myself. I'm going to have to go down there because I can only take so much of this. And I was going to get into the other big news here, but this really blindsided me during the break, being given this information. And I feel physically ill right now, even imagining them. Watching the cops, how they get off on acting like you're evil and you're a terrorist, and getting off on kissing up to the corruption and all of the political prostitutes that are in the LBJ school of public affairs, and all the CFR and Trilateral Commission that are in that nest, and the former NSA development, and all of them, the former NSA directors there, all there just loving the evil. I mean, it's like being able to teleport back in time and going to a Nuremberg Nazi rally in 1937. I mean, I know these are evil people. This is the eugenics ruling class that is designing the GMO to sterilize us and give us cancer, that's putting the hundreds of toxic poisons in the water, including radioactive isotopes, on record, that is running UN extermination and sterilization programs worldwide. To be in the same room with the main architect of the Oklahoma City bombing, it is... I deserve a few fringe benefits. I mean, I've been on the front lines for a long time. And I fight hard. I work 10 to 12 to 14 to 16 to 18 to sometimes 24 hours a day. On average, I probably work 14 hours, 16 hours a day. And I as a general in the fight for liberty, sometimes I just don't want to be near the devil. I do not like it. And it is painful to watch all those people kiss the butt of a murderer. I just don't like it. Be honest with you. I bet Arde Saveda will be there, looking on adoringly. They all just worship power. You know, those aren't just words. Attorney General, nobody else wants to say them. He's a murderer for shipping the thousands of guns into Mexico, knowingly killing people, including police officers. And he's a liar, and he's committed perjury. But he ran the cover-up of Oklahoma City and ran the federal agents that we know were there on the ground, and we have their hotel receipts. And we carry the new film that just came out, A Noble Lie, that breaks it all down, and has the interview with the mother of the cop that witnessed it all, Terrence Yakey, and the head grand juror, Hoppy Heidelberg. He was threatened with firearms by the FBI to stop calling witnesses. And a lot of people have been killed over this. It's not fun to get up here and say, this person is involved in Oklahoma City up to his eyeballs. This is a scary person. And it's not that I'm even scared of him. I'm here calling him out on air. It's just that, don't I get any little... vacations? I mean, I am having a moral struggle right now. I do not want to go down to UT tomorrow. And I know you don't want to either. But, you know, we got to go down there. Man. I'd rather stick my hand in a blender when it's turned on than be around these people, man. Because when you know you're dealing with a killer, and you know they think it's funny, and again, it's not even being around the killer that's the problem. It's watching the red carpet for them. It's watching the religious worship